What's going on, you guys? Today, I wanted to talk to you about a framework that you can follow to get your first remote marketing job. And I think this is a really important topic because where we are economically right now, remote fields are under a lot of pressure. You think of things like software or IT, uh, anything like that, there's a lot of layoffs going on. There's just a lot of pressure on the field in general. So, today I want to talk about a framework that you can follow that'll help you get your first remote marketing job, digital marketing specifically, in 6 months. And in this video, I want to talk about my experience going from someone who had no experience in marketing to going out and getting their first remote marketing job in, like I said, about 6 months. I had to put together some personal projects, a little bit of work, a little bit of certifications. But after about 6 months, I was able to go out and get my very first remote marketing job. And I want to give you the same structured approach that I took so that way you can go and get yours too. Now, first, I want to take you back to 2021. And that was when I decided to get my first job in marketing. And I'm going to put something up on the screen that I think is really telling about my thought process at the time. I made a post on Reddit asking people, hey, how do I get into this field? Or what projects should I have? What certifications? What are all the things that I need in order to get my foot in the door, so to speak? So I'm going to put that up on the screen and talk you through my mindset, the feedback I got, the steps that I took, so that way I was able to get my first job in about 6 months. And the first step here, I think, is to know what job you should target specifically. In marketing, there's two types of jobs that you can have. You can either one, go agency side, or two, go what they call in-house or brand side. And brand side is when you're part of a brand, you're working at one company, you're not taking any other business clients. And then at an agency, you're working at a company that focuses on a bunch of other businesses that they have as clients. So you're going to get a lot of experience. You're going to work with a lot of different people at agencies specifically. Now, what I would recommend for beginners is to target working at agencies specifically. And the reason for that is it's a lot easier to get your foot in the door at these kinds of places. Typically, at brands or in house jobs, you're going to need a lot more experience to be able to start working there. So, right off the bat, you specifically want to go after agencies. So, what can you expect from working at an agency? Like, what are you going to do? Well, first, what's going to happen is you're probably going to work at a smaller shop. It's not going to be a big company. It'll probably be in the range of 10 people to 30 people, somewhere in that range. But it's going to give you a lot of really valuable experience because when you work at these smaller companies, you're going to go through something that they call wearing a lot of hats. And that's just lingo or phrasing for you're going to be working on a lot of different skill sets, doing a lot of different types of services for all of your different business clients. So that could look specifically like you doing email marketing as a marketing service. You could be doing paid ads as a marketing service. You could be doing search engine optimization, SEO. You could be working on building websites or working on people's DNS, domain name service. You could be doing graphic design. There's a lot of different things that you could be doing at an agency and getting your hands-on experience with that is actually going to help you a lot in the future in terms of getting your next job, which is going to be a lot higher paying, but is also going to give you a lot of negotiation room and leverage in order to job hop and upskill pretty quickly. So, really, the big advantage with agencies is you're going to be working with a lot of different types of clients, a lot of different types of businesses. So, you're going to be getting a lot of experience really quickly, and you're going to be developing your skills because of all the different types of business services that you're going to be working on. Now, there's really two steps that you should be focusing on, or two types of areas that are going to help you get your first job within 6 months. The first thing is certifications. If you can put on a resume or a LinkedIn profile these certifications that I'm about to tell you, people are going to, I would say, respect your resume a little bit more. They're not going to be things that'll get you a job on their own, because there are certain ways that you can, quote, cheat these certifications. But if you actually go in and do it honestly, you put it on your resume, then it's definitely going to give you a leg up and be able to get your foot in the door at your first job, at a marketing agency specifically. So the first two certifications that I want to talk about are based with Google. You have a Google Analytics certification, and then you have the Google Ads or Google AdWords certification. And those are Google's two biggest platforms in marketing. So with Google Analytics specifically, that is a tool that you put on people's website, and you can measure their user activity, you can measure purchases, you can measure just how much traffic is going to the site. And for any type of analytics based roles, that's going to be really important in terms of communicating what's going on with your online based business to any kind of business owner. Now, secondly, for Google Ads specifically, Google Ads is the biggest platform in the world of online advertising. It's much bigger than Facebook. So you are going to work on a few certifications there, mainly for what are called Google search ads. And these ads are specifically text based, and they show up when you put in a search query into Google. You search for roofing service near me or plumbing near me, and you're going to see these ads pop up at the top. Those are what Google search ads are. So if you get those two certifications, one focused on Google Analytics, one focused on Google Ads, that'll be a huge leg up for you. Now, number two, the certification that I want to talk about is a lot more respectable. And the reason why that is because it's two things, and that is proctored and also a paid certification. For this certification, you're going to have to pay about $100, and someone is going to basically monitor you while you take the test, and it is the Facebook Blueprint certification. So the Facebook Blueprint certification is going over your Facebook ads ability. Now, they have resources that you can use to study for this certification, and I'll put those down in the description so you can take a look at it, and you can go ahead and start studying for that and working towards that certification. And it just goes over your ability to understand the Facebook Ads Manager, how to set up ads, how to run campaigns. And when employers see that on your resume, they see something that's a lot more serious, because you took the time to do a more serious certification. You also paid for it. So that's going to be something that they're going to value a lot more. And it's also something that I see on job postings and job listings as a requirement. Now, the third certification that you can get is called the HubSpot Inbound Marketing Certification. Now, HubSpot is a very popular online marketing platform, and it's what you call a CRM. That just means customer relationship management system. And you can house your customer information, the types of products that they bought, where they are as a lead, or are they a closed deal, different things like that. But this is also a paid certification that a lot of agencies are going to value, because HubSpot is a very popular tool that they sell at agencies to business clients. Now for the next category, this is your personal project category. And this is going to be even more important than your certifications, because this is really just showing that you can actually do the work instead of only study for a test. So I would recommend two really important projects that you do. One is create your own personal website. Okay, so you're going to need to do a couple things for this. You're going to need to buy a domain. You could buy something just modeled after your own name. so I can make like a Zach Smith website. For me personally, mine was focused on e-commerce, but regardless of what you want to do, you want to build your own personal website. And then step two, you want to run your own advertising towards it. So, to give you a bit of backstory on what I did, I was taking a look at different drop shipping business models. I was creating my own websites. I was selling print on demand products. And I created my own very small website. I uploaded products to it within Shopify and I ran Facebook ads traffic to that website. And I did make some sales. It was only like 5 or 10 sales, maybe. But although I didn't succeed necessarily with drop shipping or print on demand, I was able to take that project, and leverage it as a thing that I did personally that I can put on my resume. Now, the other way you could approach running paid ads if you don't want to use your own money, what I would do is reach out to a local nonprofit in your area and get them to sign up for the Google Ads grant program. Now, this is a program that'll let you spend up to $10,000 if you're a qualifying nonprofit. You do have to go through a small application process, but I would reach out to a nonprofit in your area and volunteer to run some Google search ads for them. If you're able to do that and show the traffic that you sent to the website, be able to talk about clicks, what a click through rate is, what you did to improve your ads while you were running them. Maybe you tested different headlines or descriptions, things to improve your clickability when someone searches for it. Those are going to be things that'll make you very valuable to an employer. Now, the last thing that I did, which I think is kind of optional, but it was something that I helped put together for a friend, and that was I built out an email marketing sequence. Now, what that is just when you sign up for a newsletter or you opt into a email form on like a website, you're going to get hit with a 7-day sequence or a 10-day sequence, just introducing yourself to the company or to a certain set of products that you browsed, and it's getting you into a part of their funnel so that way they can continue to market to you through email marketing. Now, what I did personally was I had a friend who's involved with music. He had a coaching program for teaching other people music. And I set him up an email sequence so that way when people would visit his landing page from ads, they would get hit with the email marketing sequence, talking to them about the business, how they can sign up for services, and things like that. So, guys, in summary, there's just a few things that you need to do, but if you knock those things out in about 6 months, I can almost promise you that you're going to get a job at an agency, probably remote. And what I want to do is put down some links in the description to show you where to go to get these certifications and a few things that you can do to set up your own website, buy your own domain, different things like that. So, if I was going to start over, I would do exactly what I did back in 2021, which helped me get my first job. And it's just knock out the Facebook blueprint, the Google Analytics and Google Ad certifications, maybe HubSpot as well, and then put together a few of my own personal projects like the website and running ads to it. So that's really it, guys. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below, and I'd love to get back to you guys, and I'll talk to you in the next one.